All right, welcome to our Meet the Team event for August 19th. We are so excited to have you here tonight. We're going to be going over kind of all the ins and outs about what the coaching opportunity actually is. So depending on what you know or what you don't know, and by the way, my name is not Declan. That just has not ever gotten changed since homeschool time. That is my son. But depending on what you know about the coaching opportunity, we're going to break it all down for you tonight. But even more so how this is going to work, we're going to kind of go through a couple of the different coaches on our team, a little bit about their stories, how they got started, what their fears or their misconceptions were about coaching, what this opportunity has done for their life and how it's impacted their families, or how it's helped them physically, emotionally, financially. So you perhaps may relate to someone's story here because we are all we're a very tight-knit team, but we're all very diverse. We come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different careers. We have single moms, stay-at-home moms, working full-time moms. We have a little bit of everything, but we all come together for this common purpose that once upon a time, we were all just wanting to get healthy, get fit, have more confidence, have more energy, be more active moms. A lot of us were looking for an opportunity to be able to provide more income for our families. A lot of us were looking for, a community and a support system. Because, sometimes as we get older in life, it's not so easy to make friends and it's pretty easy to feel isolated as a mom, especially. So there are so many facets to this business and how it can really impact your life. And we really want to make sure that you get a good feel of all of that tonight and how this could benefit you. And I just want to throw this out there, our income disclaimer, because we are going to be mentioning income tonight. So Team Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the coaching opportunity. Income is dependent on each coach's skill, diligence, and effort put into the business. So we want to make that known right from the get-go before we talk about income. But I also just want to say to you guys that this business is not one size fits all. Every coach that you hear from tonight has a different reason why they started, a different reason why they pursued coaching. They pursue it at different paces, at different levels. We have different goals and different dreams for our lives. And this business is whatever you make it. So it can be a hobby that you have on the side to use as accountability to stay consistent with your own health and wellness journey. It might be something where you work it part-time to be able to pay off debt or save for family vacations. Or maybe it's something like me where you wanted to go all in so that this was a full-time income producing career, because that is what it is for me. And that is what I wanted it to be from day one. So just know as you listen to these stories tonight, get inspired by what is possible, but also think a little bit more about how this could potentially maybe fit into your life. So I am going to do a screen share so that we have a little presentation so that you can also get a visual of our actual transformations. Because I feel like when we're talking a lot about the actual business, you're going to get a feel of what coaching is all about, but it also makes it more intimate and more personal for you guys to be able to hear our stories and visually see, where we started on our journeys and what we have accomplished with our programs and products. So can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see this? Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so these are our success stories. There's a lot of success stories in this actual slide. You're only going to hear from a couple of us tonight, so I'm just going to be going through these. And I'm going to kick you off with mine if my computer will work with me. Okay. So this is me. I'm Dana. I have been a coach for 6.5 years now. When my coach invited me to this journey, I said no to her for 4 months. I ghosted her. I showed interest. I backed out. I really, honestly, I was not in a place that I was really ready to make a change. I was a newly single mom. I had left a very abusive situation to start my life over. I moved across country. I was living above my family's garage until I could get back on my feet. And when I finally moved in our first apartment, my coach reached out to me about a 25-minute workout program. And I was like, I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I wanted, to feel better physically and emotionally, but I also wanted to be able to stay home with my baby and provide a life that I was proud of for him. So when I started this business, one of my biggest fears was judgment. I was afraid of what my family was going to think of me. I was afraid of what everyone on social media was going to think of me. I was just afraid of judgment. I personally had no bad perspective of network marketing. But I also I've had this my whole life, this weird fear of what people were going to think about my life choices. And, I was raised in a family that was very much like, kind of go to school, go to college, get the job, get married, settle down, have kids, that kind of thing. And that was not, that was not where I was at in my life. And so for me to kind of totally change the course and go all in on wanting to build a home fitness business was very scary. But at the same time, I had a very deep level of motivation, hearing success stories that other coaches has had of what I could do with our life and in this business. And I was coachable and willing to learn and be consistent and show up every day, not just for my own personal journey, but for this business. And it's totally changed our entire life. So that's a little bit about me, and I'm going to pass it on to Mary Paige.
Hey guys, can you see me okay? Yeah? Okay, great. Okay, so hi, I'm Mary Paige. I have been a coach for 3.5 years now. Really, I've been all in for 3 years. And I remember when I first signed up, I truly just, when I first wanted to start getting healthy, I had basically a path ahead of me that I just didn't know what it would be like. I just wanted to lose, 12 pounds. I think that was my original number. And I got into this because I just needed to do it for myself, for my health, for my family. I've, overcome so many things. I had gestational diabetes with both my kids. I was at a greater risk for type 2 diabetes later in life. I had suffered from a mini stroke while we were on vacation once. I had to get my life in order. I had to get my my health in check. And so I joined basically because I had tried all these other things. And so that was kind of my turning point. So I got into it. And after the first month or so, I started losing weight, and I saw that the program started working. And my coach had invited me to a call similar to this one, saying, hey, just come listen in to what we have to offer. And she knows that I'm a very outgoing person who doesn't mind sharing a little bit about what I'm doing. And I said, what do I have to lose just to listen in? Like nothing. So it took me a while. I actually listened to the recordings a couple of weeks later, but it sat with me for a while. I think one of my biggest fears is that I just didn't look like a coach. I hadn't lost much weight. I think at that point I was only 8 or 10 pounds down in my journey. And I just really just didn't feel like I was able to coach other people because I just didn't look the part. In my mind, I had to look a certain way. So a couple months go by and I hadn't really lost a ton more weight. I think at 6 months went by, I've lost about 15 pounds. And I was, really gung-ho about the journey right in the beginning. And then I kind of started dabbling a little bit, and I was in and out of the groups, and my coach kept checking on me. And it was around the time that the whole team, and I was kind of stalking all of them, not gonna lie, they all went to New Orleans for their coach summit that year. And it was 2017. And let me tell you, I had the most major FOMO in my life. I was like, that looks so cool and so much fun. And I had already been sharing my story, just basically like, hey, I've been doing this thing if you're interested. Because I had signed up with the discount, not really knowing what I'd ever do with it, just wanting to get, my shake, 25% off. Why not? But I had the ability to sign people up, but I hadn't. And it was when they were at Summit that year, I was like, I've got to do this. And again, I had only lost about 15 pounds at this point. It really wasn't a major lifestyle that I had changed overnight. And within the next 6 months, I went from those 15 pounds down to 40 pounds down by December of that year. And that was my turning point where I just like a light bulb went off, and it was like, you know what? I got to walk the walk in order to lead other people. And I want to lead other people. This looks awesome. I want to be a part of this community. And that was it for me. Accountability. I fell in love with the community. I fell in love with the team events. I fell in love with everything, and I just wanted to be a part of it. And that was when I realized that I needed this more than I really knew. And so that coaching for me provided that accountability for my own journey, and for basically kind of stepping up to the plate saying, you know what, I'm going to help you and myself at the same time. So I kind of got over that fear of not looking the part when I realized that I didn't have to. I just really needed to be there and support other people while I was really just going through my own journey. So that was a huge, huge light bulb moment, and how this opportunity really helped me. And now my family were able to, pay off debt. We're able to pay for random bills that come up every now and then. We're able to, go to small little vacations and take part of the big vacations that we get through the, earning through Beachbody. It's just, there's just so many facets that have just provided and blessed my family so far. So that's a little bit about my story, and I will kick it off to the next person.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I've been a coach for about 2 years, and when I first started my journey, I will say that it was very dark. So I didn't have like this huge aha moment, but what I did know was that I needed to get healthy. So I had lost my son, Oliver, at 6 months old to a congenital heart defect. And we had been battling with him and his CHD for the entire 6 months of his life, and he never came home. So 6 months of living in a hospital. I looked at myself in the mirror after he had passed away, and I didn't recognize the person staring back at me. And I was 316 pounds and had never seen that number on a scale before. And it terrified me. And I knew that one day I want to have more kids, and I wanted to get better, and I wanted to feel better. I was suffering from postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression, PTSD, you name it. I was probably going through it. And my coach, Dana, who is obviously on this call, she had always been by my side before I even said yes. She stuck by me. She checked in on me through the entire time that my son was in the hospital, to the day he died, to 6 years later today. She has always had my back. And this community is about family, right? And these women are like an extension of my family. So when I was introduced to coaching, I had just said yes to starting 80-day obsession, which is tough. So I said, oh, I don't know if I can do this coaching thing. Like, I don't look like, that coach. I need to make sure that I can stick with this. I had been a yo-yo dieter. I tried everything. You name it, I tried it. And so I completed 80-day obsession. I rocked it. Like, I was down 23 pounds with that program alone. So now, fast forward 2 years later, I am down 120 pounds. I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. I am off of my depression meds. I am off of my anxiety meds. And that is because of this. So, so often people focus on that number like, wow, okay, she lost 120 pounds. But really, the huge change when you have that much weight to lose is your mindset. And that's something that is not talked about enough, just in weight loss in general. You really have to tap into what is the root of why you gained the weight. I was an emotional eater. I was a binge eater, and I needed help to overcome that. And I got that with coaching. It was the ultimate accountability because I had to post. I had to make sure I showed up. I had to show people my workouts. I had to show people what I was eating. So it really, really kept me accountable. And then bonus, as I'm sharing my story, which I was extremely terrified to share because honestly, it's depressing or can come off as depressing. And I didn't want to turn anyone away. I didn't want to make anyone feel sorry for me, but I wanted to show other women who have gone through trauma like I have that it is possible to be happy again. It is possible to be healthy, and you can take your life back for yourself. And that's what coaching has done for me. So 2 years, I've pretty much focused on myself. If I'm able to help people, it was kind of like a bonus. But now I'm confident that I'm able to keep the weight off. And now I'm really focused on helping other people do the same and really grow and learn how to love themselves again. And that's what our team is about. That is what Beachbody is about. It's about loving yourself again, no matter where you're at. So that's my story, and I will pass it on to the next.
Hey guys, that's me. My name is Callie Riley, and I have been coaching now for just over 5 years. I have been a coach on a part-time basis. I did not actually start coaching at that 5-year marker. I was the big thing for me. Hey, I'm gonna wait for the baby. We're on Happy Munchkin. Oh, okay. Hey, it happens. We're a lot of moms here, so we see a lot of crying babies. I initially started these programs purely selfish purposes of needing to me myself, I needed to get on, something that would work for me because I am a registered nurse. I'm a diabetes educator. I'm a mom of 2. And at that point, I had a husband that traveled all the time, and I had no family around. So for me, number one, I didn't like the gym. So therefore, my excuse was very easy that I was too busy to actually ever go to the gym. And I put my whole self on the back burner. And I think it's pretty common for all of us, especially moms, women, to do that. We put everything else in front of ourselves. And especially, as a role of being a nurse, my job was to take care of people day in and day out. And then I came home and I took care of my family, and took care of my husband, and took care of my house and my dogs. So therefore, my energy level to try to put any focus on myself was out the window. And I was okay with it at that point until it started to really catch up with me. I've lived with diabetes now for 28 years. I also have celiac disease and just a lot of health stuff. And being a diabetes educator, I knew the risks that were in front of me. If I continued to go on the path that I was going, and I wasn't like in the worst shape in the world, but I was not in the right shape to be a 30-something mom. And I knew if I didn't start setting the right habits, number one, I knew that there was a higher chance that my life would be shortened because of the risk factors that diabetes has in front of me. And I was not going to do that to myself. I wasn't going to do that to my children and my husband at all. And I knew that I needed to be a happier and healthy mom. So my biggest reason, although I say on here that I started coaching 5 years ago, I actually did not start coaching for a while after that. And the fear for me was completely social media. I was the person that was so nervous about what other people would think about me, what they would, would they judge me? When my husband's friends like say crappy things about me, like I just didn't know. And I was just so fearful that I pushed it off and pushed it off and pushed it off. And finally at one point, and I honestly think it was a year or so later, and I'll be honest, I think part of me being, a nurse, I kind of felt like I was too good for doing something like this. And I felt like I shouldn't be doing things like this. So there was a little bit of, that, I don't know, snotty little thought that for me was like, you're too good for this. Why are you doing this? But then it clicked for me. Number one, it clicked because I talk to people day in and day out in my office all the time about leading healthier lives, eating the right things, routine exercise, cardiovascular health, diabetes prevention. I just wasn't doing it. These programs finally gave me something easy and convenient for a busy mom to actually do and see results. So why wasn't I going to share that with everyone? Because I finally found something that worked for me and that I was able to stick with. So basically I took my nursing office and I was able to move it to a different population and on social media and share that with anyone and everyone that was interested, because I felt like every single person needs this in some capability. So it became very easy for me to share. It became my ultimate accountability. There was no way I'd be here if I didn't say yes to coaching. And I bet most of you that are watching this, if you find that you've stuck with some sort of fitness program for 5+ years, nutrition program, and you are feeling your absolute healthiest and best you, that's a pretty huge accomplishment. And I can say that not committing to my team, not committing to my challengers, because there was no way in hell I was going to give up on them. If I'm going to help them and be there and support them, then therefore I was going to stick with it as well. So it became my ultimate accountability. This job has been a savior for me during a time during COVID when my clinic shut down and I was out of work. And we decided to move during this process. So finances were not fun. And the income that I was able to make by doing this as a part-time role is huge and has helped our family in more ways than I could even say, in addition to all the fun goodies and health things that it's given me. So I am forever thankful for this.
Hi, what's going on, everyone? Good evening. This is me. Can everyone hear me? Is it working? Okay, that's good. It just flashed a little thing that maybe it wasn't. And technology is not my strong suit by a long shot, which Dana has laughed at me many times, who invited me to this amazing opportunity. My journey goes something like this. I was getting my master's degree, finishing my residency as a clinician, which is a second career for me. I had already been an engineer, so I had gone back to school full time. And my mental health had really taken a downfall. I struggle with OCD, and it had really just kind of taken the front seat of my life. It had taken its toll on my marriage in ways, and also in my dreams of having a family with him. Things were just kind of falling apart. I dove in. I said yes. I went all in with what I thought was just doing some fitness. And I really just haven't looked back since. I really, like I said, from the surface, thought this was just about doing some home workouts. And what I've realized in my time of dabbling in coaching, for the first couple years I did this because I invited a close friend, because I was totally weirded out by like meeting all these people on the internet and talking about wellness with them. That just didn't sit comfortably with me. So I initially just invited a couple of friends to start out and just make me feel more comfortable about my own wellness journey. And in reflection of this dabbling in coaching, as I describe it, which has been inviting my friends, I've realized that inviting my friends and people that I love has changed my life, because it makes me more accountable to my journey, and it makes me really appreciate the reason why we're all here. not to get morbid, but just who I am. I'm someone who's very in touch with my mortality. And I think that this has given me an extremely healthy way to be in touch with that, because we're always working as a group in this coaching world on our own personal journey, up here and here connected, that heart and mind connection. And so that's why I say, like, I thought it was just some workouts that I was getting into. And really, I found an entire journey of discovering the best version of myself by finding that connection and leaning into what everyone around me was sharing and opening their heart to share about the different tools that we use. And it's been a game changer, and it's brought me from being that girl who wouldn't even look into a camera to smile for a photo. I can remember many, many years of friends trying to get me to do that, and I wouldn't even do that. And now if you go check out my Instagram page, I share stuff on the interwebs pretty regularly now. And it's beyond that. It's not even just that. It's changed who I am in my ability to have that self-confidence to do that. It's also changed my scope and vision for my family and what I can dream about having. So yeah, from the surface, some home workouts. And if you're willing to open your heart and mind to the full experience of it, you will learn a lot about who you are and how to be your best.
I just saw the picture. I was like, wait, that's me. All right. Okay. My turn. Okay. I tend to talk a lot, so I took some notes so that I can make this as fast as possible. When I found this opportunity, like some other people, I was just broken. I had just left an abusive relationship and moved across the state to be closer to my family. I was still going to grad school at the time back in that other part of the state. So every weekend I was going and staying in a hotel in Springfield, if you guys know Massachusetts, on the western side, and I would stay in the hotel all weekend unless I was in the classroom, because I was just scared. I was afraid if my ex would see me. I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to see his family. I was terrified to walk out of that room. So I would just go through social media. I never posted anything because I was miserable. And I saw one of my college friends, and she just looked so happy. And all I thought was, if I have a piece of that happiness, like, things will start to get better. I didn't have any idea what I was getting myself into, but I thank God that I threw myself into whatever it was. But my biggest concern and fear was 100% judgment and any vulnerability. I mean, I stayed in that abusive relationship because I was afraid of the judgment of other people. I didn't want other people to know that I stayed in an abusive relationship. It's just the head game. So I was terrified that putting myself out there, I mean, I didn't even have my actual name on Facebook. It took me probably 2 years into actually coaching to put my full name on my Facebook page. And it's because of this opportunity and the community that I found my voice and I found my confidence. And at the time, sorry, I missed this part, my sister had also just had a baby. And that, for me, if any of you know a lot about my story, now she has 3 kids, but Millie, her oldest, all I could think about was, like, I need to be the best role model I can be for her, because I couldn't think of anyone in my life as a kid. I had an amazing family, but I couldn't think of healthy role models. There was a lot of love, but health was never something that any I mean, we went to McDonald's and Burger King every Friday night. Like we didn't talk about health. Okay. So 5 years later, a little bit more than 5 years later, now I have left my corporate job. Before quarantine, I had left, actually a little over a year ago, last August. I left my full-time job to help my sister take care of her kids and run my Beachbody business. And then quarantine happened, and thank God that I had already done that, because I probably would have left at that point anyways. Here's something I haven't shared in any of these before. I have just started sharing about a new journey that I am taking, and I have been thinking about this for a very long time. I want kids of my own. I want a family of my own. And after leaving that terrible relationship, I have put zero effort into having other relationships. And I have kind of just always said, like, something will happen if it's going to happen. But when you don't put effort into anything, nothing's going to happen. So I'm trying to find the best way to say this. Because of this business and because of this community, I have been able to find the confidence to start my own fertility journey, to start my family my way by myself. And I just got goosebumps. I'm going to be honest. And the last thing I'll say is that if I didn't have this business and I didn't have these people in my life, I don't know that I would have ever gotten the balls to say any of that, or the confidence to open my mouth and speak up for myself and start this journey and share it on social media. The people that reach out, like, it is life-changing if you let it, and if you open your heart and your mind, just like Rachel said, it will change your entire life. And I feel like I just spoke way longer than I was supposed to, so I'm sorry, and thank you.
I am going to zoom through these next couple slides because these beautiful ladies are not here tonight, but you're getting a good visual of all the different beautiful and amazing coaches on our team. These are some of our newer coaches as well. But I'm going to get to the fun part of explaining a little bit more in depth about the opportunity. You've heard some really impactful, powerful stories. I hear them all the time, and I still love hearing them. But I want to break down a little bit more in depth some of the things that you might be wondering about the coaching opportunity. So how we earn income, how does that actually happen? You might be wondering, you see us posting our workouts every day and our sweaty selfies and our smiling faces and our talking about our community and all those things, but how do we actually earn income? So first and foremost, as a brand new coach, you earn 25% commission on any order. So if someone is signing up with Beachbody On Demand or Shakeology or, bars, we have a wide array of incredible nutrition programs and products. You make 25% commission on any of those. So that is basically in the beginning how you're earning your income. Now, I just want to put this out there because someone has asked in the past, what does it actually look like? Like, how many people are you actually aiming to help a month? I will tell you that there is not any specific business standard that you have to hit. There is no requirements. There are nothing that, like, you get the boot if you don't do it. Like, there's nothing binding you into having to do anything. But if you truly are serious about A, wanting to get healthy and fit and have that accountability, B, make an impact and help other people, then we have a benchmark in our business that we aim to help 3 to 5 people a month. That's it. It's not like we're going to tell you to, go recruit 30 people a month or something crazy. This is literally like you are making genuine connections and friendships and building relationships and getting to know people and how you can serve them and how this can benefit their lives, and then helping them figure out what tools, solutions, fitness program, products, and the coaching support they need to be successful in their journey, and you are plugging them in with those things. So I wanted to just give you a little example of what that actually looks like. Now, as you go on in the company and you start to grow a base of loyal customers and coaches, so now you're consistently helping 3 to 5 people a month. You have a handful of customers. Maybe you're starting to share the coaching opportunity, and you're starting to have coaches that are joining your team wanting to do this with us. We make a bigger impact altogether, right? Our company rewards us with team cycle bonuses. So that is what your residual income is coming from. Now where I'm at personally in my business, 6.5 years in, the majority of my income is residual income. We also have what is called a matching bonus. So what I love about our business and the structure of our business is that you truly cannot be successful in this business unless you are committed to helping other people be successful in their fitness and in their business. Our company gives us a 6% matching bonus. So if our coaches are having success in their businesses, our company rewards us with a 6% matching bonus for that. And then as you grow in ranks in the company, so as you are teaching your coaches how to build successful businesses and help more people, it opens the door to quarterly bonuses. Depending on the rank, they're pretty significant bonuses, but there are many opportunities, like I said, in this business, and it is truly dependent on how you want to work it, how much time you want to put into it, how consistent you're going to be with it, how many people you really plan to help, and what you want to make of it, because as you've seen tonight, it's different for every single one of us. Travel is one of the perks that a lot of us didn't even realize was a thing when we started coaching. I remember my first year as a coach, I earned a trip to Mexico because I was consistently helping 5+ people a month. And I was like, wait, what? I get to go to Mexico just for helping people and doing my job? Like, this is crazy, right? So we have a lot of coaches on our team now earning these trips every single year. We go to different places. Next year, we're going to Riviera Maya. We've gone to Punta Cana. We've gone on Royal Caribbean cruises. They're absolutely amazing. They do them once a year, and you have the opportunity to earn those, and consistency and really being diligent at working your business is going to be key to earning those. Every single summer we have a coach summit. So it's our big annual convention. There are 25,000+ coaches that attend. We get to meet and hug our team because we are spread out all over the country. A lot of us have never met face to face until Coach Summit. But it's like you're hugging people that you've known your entire life because they become the closest of friends. We get to hear from top coaches, incredible speakers. We get to work out with all of our super trainers. And attend these awesome parties. And it's just like the most life-changing event, because I cannot even explain to you what it feels like to be surrounded by the energy of 25,000+ people that are motivated and inspired and want to grow and want to change their lives. And there's nothing like getting to Coach Summit. And I just have to throw in there that as a brand new coach, if you help 3 to 5 people, for 3 out of the first 6 months of coaching, you have the ability to earn a ticket to come to Coach Summit for free. That was how I went my first year. So that's also possible for you too. And then we do host retreats from time to time. So the leaders of our team will host that for up and coming leaders in the businesses, and they're more like small, intimate events. We pick different fun locations. We've done one in Orlando. We've done one in St. Augustine, Florida, but we rent a cool little Airbnb house, and we have masterminds, and we have girl chats, and we go out and do, kind of like girls' night. And it's just a really fun time getting to spend more time with our team. So I want to ensure that you know that if you do make the decision to join our team as a coach, that you have incredible resources. This is not something where you have to figure it out on your own, and we're just going to throw you out there and be like, get busy. We have a team page. So in our team page, we post all types of different resources, answer questions that you have. Every single week we host team calls. So we have guest speakers. We talk about different topics, anything you can imagine, from how to post on social media, how to build relationships, how to talk to people, how to share coaching, how to develop self-belief and confidence. We talk a lot about mindset. Every single week we have team calls so that you can feel connected to our team and really learn the ins and outs of the business. Every single week we also have corporate calls from top coaches in the company sharing their tips for success. And then we also have a mentorship training for new coaches that literally guides you step by step, like baby steps of what to do when you start your business, to walk you through, how to come out as a coach on social media, how to start reaching out and helping people that want to get fit and healthy with you. But everything is laid out so that there's literally no guesswork of how to be successful. It's just dependent on you being willing and coachable to show up and take those things that we're teaching you and put them into action. And then I just want to throw this out there to you guys, because I know for me, and I can probably speak for a handful of the other coaches on this team too, that sometimes we don't really dream in our lives. Like before I started coaching, I never sat down and thought, like, where do I want to be a year from now? Where do I want to be 5 years from now? Like, what does my ideal life look like? Or like, what does my dream career look like? Or who is the best version of me? Like, how does she show up in her relationships? What's her energy like? What's she excited about? How does she spend her free time? Like, what kind of mom do I want to be? I never dreamed about any of those things. I was just going through the motions, like surviving the day to day, not thinking anything about becoming better as a person, not thinking anything about bettering my life. And when I stepped into coaching and I was asked, like, what does your ideal life look like? I still get goosebumps, because I was like, wait, what? Like, I get to decide that? And now I have the opportunity and the tools and the resources and the support and the community to create that. And it just blew my mind. So I want to invite you guys to take some time after this call to really sit down and think. You have the opportunity to do anything you want, become whoever you want, and do whatever you want in your life. And I feel like a big part of what holds us back from that is we lack the energy, we lack the confidence, we lack, the time management skills and the health and the mental clarity to really go for the things we want in life. And it's one of the coolest parts of working on your health and your fitness and your personal growth is it changes who you are, not just your body and not just how you look, but who you are and how you feel and what you feel like you're capable of. And when you start taking those baby steps that are out of your comfort zone in coaching to share that part of your story or invite that person to join you, all those little teeny bits of getting out of your comfort zone really add up to, a year or two from now, you're a totally different version of yourself that is so much more capable than you ever thought you possibly could be. So dream big and think about, after all you've heard tonight and the stories of these coaches that you've heard, what could this business really do for you? Who do you want to become, and what kind of life do you want to live? And how could coaching help you as being the vehicle to create that? We're going to take a couple minutes real quick. I'm going to end this screen share and get back on the video. And if anybody has questions, we would love if you want to unmute and ask them, or if you want to post them in the comments, and we can cover those for you. If you have questions, or if you have anything about anything we went over tonight, or if you have any like myths or misconceptions, because a lot of us had those at the beginning too, we would love to chat through them with you.
I have a question. Well, I don't know if it's a question, a statement, really. So I am very active on social media. I mean, I post videos of my workout every day, and ain't nobody watching them besides Ray and me. But anyways, my biggest concern, honestly, with becoming a coach, I mean, I love people. I love to talk to people. I love to help people. I'm a nurse. This is what I do all the time, and I enjoy it thoroughly. But I do not like reaching out to people who maybe I don't know or I don't know well, because I'm sure that you all know, not that you are all doing this every minute of every day, but the thought of, hey girl, you look so pretty, do you want to join? Like, that is very, very unappealing to me. And that's something that I would never be comfortable. Like, hey, I know I haven't talked to you since high school, but do you want to help me get a paycheck? Like, I don't like that. So I wonder, my big question is, how do you as a coach kind of overcome that side of things? Because I mean, that is kind of what's happening. You're having people join your team for a goal, but essentially they are building your paycheck. Does that make sense what I'm asking? Not that I'm
100%. What I would say to that first and foremost is, if you are truly connected to the fact that you want to be helping people, that was the mental shift that had to happen for me. Was like, I'm not reaching out to this person because I'm looking for points or a $35 commission. I'm reaching out to these people because this has changed the entire course of my life. It's changed my health. It's changed my mindset. It's changed my confidence. It's changed the way that I provide for my son. It's changed who I am, right? So I have no issue reaching out to people now, but I remember when I was newer, it does feel awkward. And what I would say to that is that you have to find a way to authentically connect with people in a way that feels good for you. If you don't like, hey girl, haven't talked to you since high school, don't say that to people, right? Like, you can genuinely connect with people based off the things you're sharing. And that's another side of this too, is like, with your own wellness journey, you might have some things that you're more passionate about than others. Like for me, I'm really passionate about nutrition. I love sharing recipes. I love cooking healthy meals. I love showing busy moms that they do have time to eat healthy and it isn't hard, right? So I share a lot of food. I connect with a lot of people based off things I share like that. It has nothing to do with necessarily inviting them to something specifically. It's just connecting with them something based on something that you may have in common or they may be interested in. And then it's about taking the time to genuinely build that connection with people to the point where you feel comfortable inviting them or encouraging them to take a look at what you're doing. So I think unfortunately, there's a lot of like that stigma that comes with network marketing, that we're like cold messaging people, all this like icky stuff. And that it doesn't have to be that way. That's a choice that you get to make to run your business in a way that feels authentic to you. And you were invited here by Ray, which she's probably one of the best people that I know at doing that, because Ray had a lot of the same apprehensions with sharing on social media, connecting with new people, how to network with people she didn't know. And you can navigate it and make it work in a way that feels authentic to you.
And look who's here. A person I randomly met on the internet. Me, Rachel. I randomly met someone on the internet who's freaking awesome and totally my kind of person. Yeah, we're both weird. Hell yeah, that's why we connect. But like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what it's all about. Is like, you find your weird people. And it's freaking fun. And then you're like, oh my God, this person's awesome. I love you. You should come hang out with me and coach with me. Like, it's like that simple.
Yeah. And I will say that I'm looking at who's on this call tonight, but with the exception of Ray, because Ray and I were synchronized swim teammates growing up, every single rest of the one of us, we were all strangers before we met through coaching. Some of them may have known the coach that brought them into it somehow from high school or something like that. But like, per your thing of like, you don't want to talk to people from high school, like, we've been able to reconnect with people that we maybe weren't super close friends with. Like the girl who invited me into coaching, I played field hockey with her in high school. You just never really know that you have the opportunity to build a totally new connection with people and the opportunity to change your life. So I think
Erin, I wanted to just pop in and say, because that was something, obviously for me, it was like the whole like judgment thing and like fear of what other people would think. And I think if you feel like what you're doing doesn't feel good, then you just don't do it. And that's the nice thing. You are creating your own business. So you do you. And like for me, everyone does things differently. I just show up every day on social media for my own accountability. People can choose to follow me. People can choose to not follow me. Like, there's no sweat off my back. It's totally cool. Like, that's a nice thing. People can pick unfollow. People can follow me. People can comment, but every time I do a story or I'm there, I'm letting people know how this has helped me. And maybe because I saw this from a Facebook post as well. So thank goodness my coach did that Facebook post, because that was me at 10:30 at night that scrolled and was in a really bad place that said enough's enough, after I Facebook stalked her for like a long time, then decided to say yes when the time was right. So all I do is share with people. I don't push them to do anything. If they follow me and they comment on my things and like my things, awesome. I just reach out, and usually it's just like, hey, thanks so much for the support. Super appreciate it. You know, if you ever, you know, if there's anything I can ever do to help you, you know, let me know. Like, there's nothing sales-like, because I wouldn't want that. So I would never want any of my team, and I would never want anyone to be like that. As I tell my team, be a good human, and there will be a lot of people that will want to be a part of that.
I just want to piggyback off of that too. I mean, Erin, you know, once you get into the team page and you start learning, you'll start to realize like there's so many different ways to connect with people. And like all these women are talking about, like learning how to share value back to these women that you're connecting with, like not going in for the kill, like having that mindset of you're literally, like if you went to Target and you said, oh my God, I love this coffee mug. Everybody needs to buy this coffee mug. It is amazing. It keeps my coffee so hot all day long and I can drink it forever, because that's totally me. I would totally do that and be like, I have to tell everybody about this because it's so amazing. And so like you get excited because like you just have to tell everybody, right? It's just learning how to, have that better mindset of like what you're sharing and how you're sharing it. Like it, I personally, I build my business on attraction marketing. Like I want to share the heck out of everything I'm doing. And honestly, most of the people that end up joining me, they end up I have spoken to them, I have connected with them, but when they're ready, they always come to me for about 90% of the time. And so if you stick with your journey long enough and you're showing up like Kelly said, and you're doing what you need to be doing for your own accountability, they will keep watching and they will come to you. Just connect with them. Just be real with them. Be that person that they can come to and ask questions about.
Yeah. And really too, the worst thing that's going to happen if you reach out to someone and you're like, hey, thanks so much for the love. Like, I really appreciate it. If you ever need any help. And they're like the worst comment I've ever had was, no, I don't need a coach. I don't want what you have. Bye. And I just went, okay, no problem. Have a great day. Like,
yeah.
And it's no sweat off my back. It doesn't hurt my feelings, because the people who need your help and the people who are going to connect with you are going to connect with you regardless. All you're weird. I'm a theater person and a theater geek. So like #weird. So don't even worry about it. I mean, I'm talking to a lady right now on Instagram about her chickens, because I was thinking about getting chickens when we move. Like, it doesn't have to be anything health and fitness related, but you guys just kind of start a conversation and then you're like, hey, you know what? I really like your energy. Like, you seem like my people. Like, this may not be for you. This might be for you, but right now it's really helping me. You've watched me. What do you think? Like, that's it. Just don't put pressure on it, and don't put pressure on yourself, and really, really learn not to care what other people think.
Yep. Good question. Even better answers from all of us. Do we have any other questions? And you see, as we do like to go on tangents, we did not keep it short and sweet like we intended to. But hey, that's just kind of how we roll sometimes. Do we have any other questions? Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. No. Okay. If there are no other questions, we will let you go and have your night back. We're so glad that you were able to hop on and join us tonight. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to the coach that added you to this. And I just want to say, if you are not already on your wellness journey and you decide that you do want to look into coaching, or if you are on your wellness journey already, even better, we have a brand new program that we're all doing right now called Muscle Burns Fat. It's an incredible 3-week program, and we have a launch group running for it right now, which means there's like over 100 of us in the group that are all doing it together. So it's super high energy. There's a whole lot of accountability. just really like built-in support of all of the coaches on our team and all of the people we are doing it with. So if you are really looking to dive in and make a change in your own wellness journey, that would be the perfect place to start. And if you are ready to dive into coaching, you can let the coach know that brought you here, and they will welcome you into our team page and our family, and we will get you plugged into our new coach training. And then the rest is history. And who knows, a year from now, you might be sharing your success story on a call like this. So thanks for joining us, you guys. Have an amazing night. Bye.